Was it shared long time back or?
All the 10 chapters were shared together only. You can see at a stretch there are 10 different files of each chapter. I'll tell you the dates.
1
minute. Huh?
I've got it. I've seen.
Yes.
Chapter 5, right?
Right. मोक्षमार्गस्य नेतारं पेतारं कर्मभूभृताम् ज्ञातारं विश्वतत्त्वानां वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये. Acharya Uma Swami has written this Tattvat Sutra, and we are now on to the 5th chapter. And the sutra number yesterday we completed was 31. So in 31, they want to convey that what is the characteristics of the permanence. That was 31. So the sutra says permanence is indestructibility of the essential nature, quality of the substance. So in each and every substance, there are two parts. One is a permanent one, and the other one is the modification which keeps on changing. Okay. So a substance has two parts, one which remains permanent all the time, which does not change at all. Okay. And the other is called the modification, which is changing all the time. So if you look at the overall substance, it is always changing while remaining permanent. And while remaining permanent, it keeps on changing. So that is the nature of the substance. So permanence is indestructibility, the one which cannot be destroyed. Okay. So substance has such one part which can never be destroyed at any point of time, and it remains as it is. Okay. It has got its existence. So from the point of view of the substance, it is permanent, and from the point of view of modification, it is always changing, changing. And that sequence of the change is again predestined. So it happens in that way only. And the soul always manifests as a soul. It never becomes a non-soul. And non-soul also manifests on its own, and it never becomes a soul. That means both remain in their distinctive nature. And this distinction of nature is called the permanence of the substance. Okay. So this was all about 31. Now moving on to 32. This we discussed yesterday. Today we will be discussing 32. Then we have 38. Then 41, 42. I think this much is there in this chapter. And then we will move on to the 6th chapter. I shared yesterday 3 clips. Okay. That was for the 7 nice, Negamadi 7 nice, 7 viewpoints that we discussed yesterday. For that, for clarification, I had shared 3 clips from one book of Dr. Duli Chandra Jain. That is there in the group. You can check it out. Now today we were going to begin with 32. What the 32 sutra number says? Arpita. Yeah, your page number. You have to go to 32. which is, I think, page number （page number is not given here. Hmm, 32. Where is 32? 1 minute. Huh? So 5 is in Roman figure, and then you see, yeah, 31. We have got 31 now. Yeah. Yes, this is one. This is the one. 32, right. Hmm. Arpita, anarpita, siddhe. The contradictory characteristics are established from different point of view. Okay. So as we discussed in the last sutra, that substance remains constant while it is changing all the time. And it is changing all the time, still it remains constant. Okay. Now, this can be proved with two aspects. Okay. What are these two aspects? One is primary, other one is secondary. Okay. One is primary, the other is secondary. Primary is called arpita, and the secondary one is called anarpita. Okay. Thing substance is of multi-dimensional viewpoint. So every substance has got infinite attributes, and so it is called multi-dimensional viewpoint. Anekantatmak. The substance itself supports this theory of non-absolutism. Okay, there is nothing absolute. So a permanent substance has got multi-dimensional viewpoint. Like substance is of eternal, non-eternal. Okay, eternal here means permanent, and non-eternal means impermanent. Nitya, anityatmak. Okay, so now both attributes exist simultaneously in the substance. So how we can justify that? How we can reconcile that? So it says that it is permanent from the substance point of view, and it is impermanence from the modification of point of view. When you look at only the substance part, it is always constant, remains as it is. And when you look at the modification part, it is always changing, impermanence. Okay. So it signifies the immediate importance which the speaker wishes to express. Okay. So the one that is being expressed is called primary at that particular time, even though other secondary things also exist. Okay. So the secondary things do exist, but the speaker wishes to express the primary one at that particular point of time. So in one moment, only one thing can be prominent or primary. The others will be secondary. Okay. So that is there with every substance. Okay. Primary is mukhya and secondary is gone. Okay. Gone means ignored, and one mukhya is prominent. Okay. So both the attributes simultaneously exist in the substance, but both are contradictory in nature. So the contradictory characteristics are established from different point of view. Now, one example I can give, uh, mm, like a person is a son to his father, and he is father to his son. Okay. Likewise, he would be uncle to his nephew, and to his nephew he is uncle. Okay, so that same person could be a son also, it could be a father also, could be an uncle also, could be a nephew also. Everything exists simultaneously. Now, only from what perspective are you talking, that makes the difference. If you are talking from the son point of view, then that person is father. If you are talking from the father point of view, then that person is son. If you are talking from the nephew point of view, then he is his uncle. And if you are talking from the uncle of that person point of view, then that person is nephew. So he is simultaneously having all these titles at the same time. Only thing is that from the perspective, from only one perspective, it is being said that he is either son, father, uncle, nephew, whatever. Similarly, from the substance point of view, substance is permanent. And from the modification point of view, the substance is impermanent. Okay. Therefore, there exists a relationship of permanence come impermanence in the substance. Okay. So we have got now three characteristics. One is it is permanent, one is it is impermanent, and the third one is it is permanent come impermanent. All exist simultaneously. When we use point of view, then to establish firmness in that, we use word he. He in Hindi would be only. Okay, so we use the word only so that other point of view does not exist at that point of time. Okay, so from the substance point of view, the substance is permanent, and from the modification point of view, it is impermanent. Okay, from the comprehensive knowledge point of view, it is permanent also, impermanent also, and permanent and impermanent together. Okay, so in this way, we are able to know the substance from its primary and secondary attributes. Both are contradictory, but having said that, both are there in the substance at the same time. Only thing is that this could be explained only from a perspective. So we have to use the perspective. Now after 32, I think we move on to 38. 36, 37. Yeah, 38. Okay. So 38 is about the substance. Okay. What is a substance? That is the subject matter of sutra number 38. So we have read in Balbodh about the substance. We had this one chapter called 6 substances, where we discussed soul, matter, medium of motion, medium of rest, then space and time. So that was one chapter, and the other chapter was substance, attributes and modification. Both this we read in Balbodh 2 and Balbodh 3 at the beginning only. Okay. So that is again discussed here. Okay. So you can see the chart. That which has qualities and modes, modes means modification, is a substance. Gun paryay vad dravyam. Okay, that means substance consists of attributes and modification. Substance is a mass of attributes and modification. Okay, so then the question comes, what is a substance or what is a modification? So same is being explained in the chart below, given below. that which exists in all parts and all conditions of the substance is called attribute. Here it is mentioned as quality. So you can also say quality also, attribute also, but for a uniformity, we are using attributes everywhere for gun. Okay. It could be also said power, shakti. It could also be said quality. Okay. It could also be said religion, dharma. Okay. So the same attributes has got different names. 4 names are generally very popular in Jainism. In Hindi, it is called Gun, Dharma, Shakti, and Swabhav. So Gun is attribute, then Dharma is religion, then Shakti is power, and Swabhav is nature. Okay. So all 4 are synonymous, but there is a difference when you look at from a subtle point of view. There is a bit of difference in all these. So the attributes always have its modification. Okay. But dharma don't have modification. Dharma are all always in pair. Just now we were discussing permanence and impermanence. So that is a dharma, and that dharma are always in pair. Okay. Permanence, impermanence. Then we have one, many. Then we have general, specific, right? So like that. So this quality or the attributes exist in all parts and all conditions of substance. So what is a modification? That which originate and destroyed or specific act of qualities. Okay, specific act of qualities means Vishesh Karya. It's given in the bracket Vishesh Karya. So the popular definition would be that which originate and destroy. Okay. So paryay is of one moment, momentary. Every moment it evolves, and the next moment it gets extinct. So evolution and extinction is the nature of the modification. Okay. So that which originates and destroyed is called modification. Now the second point in the comparison, this is eternal form. Okay. So attributes are eternal form, and modifications are how? Origination and destruction form. So the attributes are eternal form. Eternal form means they are always constant, permanent. Okay. And this keeps on evolving and extinction, modification. Then the third one, Anvayi. Anvayi means as it is. So the attributes remains as it is. And modification is known to change. Vyatirek. Vyatirek means different, to keep on changing. Okay. So these are some of the, then the fourth one, natural modes. Okay. It is this attribute is also called natural modification. Sahabhavi paryay. So here Sahabhavi is not natural. I think they have done the mistake. ChatGPT has done the mistake. Sahabhavi. Sahabhavi means that which coexist. Okay. So the attribute is also called coexisting modification. Okay. Sometimes attribute is also called modification, and it is coexisting modification, Sahabhavi. While in the case of modification, it is always order wise in a particular sequence. Okay. And that's why it is called Krambhavi. That attributes was being said as Sahabhavi, means it coexist. all the attributes are coexisting at the same time. But for modification, it does not coexist. One moment there is only one modification. Okay. So it keeps on changing, and that change is also sequential, and that sequential change cannot be changed by anybody. So this was about the attributes and the modification. Now, in the attributes, there are two kinds of attributes. One is general attributes, the other one is specific attributes. Okay. So what are the general attributes? This also we studied in Balboth, 6 samanya gun. If you remember, 6 samanya gun. So what are the general qualities? Existence, that is called astitva. Okay. What is existence? The potentiality or quality by the virtue of which a substance is never destroyed nor created by anybody is known as the attribute of existence. Okay. So it is always existing, existing, existing. And what keeps it existing is called existence attribute. Okay. So because of existence attribute, a substance never originates, nor it destroys, nor it gets destroyed by anything. Okay. So this is about it. You can see in the next page, there is a chart which is explaining all these 6 attributes, general qualities. You can see the next. Take it further up, further up. Yes. Further up. Up, up. This is. So existence. Not even the substance can be destroyed. Okay. So these are all generic. The second one is vastutva. Vastutva gun. Vastutva gun in English is functionality. You can write it down. It's not mentioned here. You can write it down. Functionality. The energy that causes a specific activity. Artha kriya karitva. Specific activity which is basic to the characteristics of substance is known as functionality attribute. Okay. So because of this functionality attribute, there is always action taking place in substance. Okay. Always, it's written there, action in substance is always there. The third attribute is, that means this attribute ensures, this functionality attribute which is called vastutva, this attribute ensures that every substance performs its own task perfectly and independently without any assistance or interference from the other substance. Okay. The third is dravyatva gun. So dravyatva gun means changeability attribute. Okay. What does this changeability attributes do? Here it is written, substance is never the same, modes keep on changing. Okay. Because of this changeability attribute, okay, the modification of the substance are continuously changing without any interruptions, whereas the substance remains constant. This we discussed few minutes ago. Okay. So continuously changing is the word that is being highlighted here, which is nothing but a non-stop flow of the evolution and the extinction going on in the substance. Okay. So because of this attribute, the substance keeps on transforming every moment, every moment, every moment. Like, we bring, say, example, a pen. Now this is a matter substance and it keeps on changing every moment, every moment, every moment. But we are having with us all the time. So we don't we are not able to notice the changes. But as a matter substance, it keeps on changing every moment. Now, somebody sees that pen after 6 months, then he will say, oh, it has become so old. But for you, it remains the same because we are not able to notice the changes that is happening all the time. So even if we don't notice, the changes keeps on happening of all the substances. It is transforming every moment. The fourth in the sequence is Prametva Gun. Now, what is this Prametva Gun? Knowability attribute. Okay. Substance is always the subject matter of any knowledge. Okay. Knowability attribute is the power or potentiality by virtue of which a substance becomes the subject of any kind of knowledge. So, how many kind of knowledge do we have? Darshit ji, how many kinds of knowledge we have?
Is it 6?
Which one?
You're talking about the Gnan, yeah?
Yeah, Gyan.
Shrutnan, Matignan.
Ah, Mati Gyan, Shrut Gyan, Avdi Gyan, Mana Pare Gyan, and Keval Gyan. So there are 5. Okay.
5, sorry.
Yes, 5. Knowability is the, so it means that each substance has such a potential by which it is reflected in somebody's knowledge. So either it is reflecting in my Mati Shrut Gyan, Mati means sensory knowledge, and Shrut Gyan is scriptural knowledge. Then we have clairvoyance knowledge, telepathy, and omniscient knowledge. So if it is not reflecting in my Mati Shrut Gyan, then it of course is reflecting in the omniscient knowledge. Because through omniscient, nothing is hidden. Everything is being known by the omniscient knowledge. Okay, so that means substance becomes the subject of any kind of knowledge, either sensory knowledge or scriptural knowledge, or last one, omniscient knowledge. Okay, so our substance, like soul substance, if you consider the soul substance, it has also got the attribute of knowing, and it is also got the attribute of knowability also. So it is being known in some other knowledge, and it is also knowing itself also. Okay. So this was about knowability. Then the next, 5th one is aguru lagutva. Okay. Aguru lagutva means constancy of individuality. If you take out your Balbodh part 3, you will remember these names. We had they're written in that chapter. Constancy of individuality. What is the function? Substance always remain in the state of substance. Okay. The second, one substance cannot convert into other substance. The third, one quality cannot convert into other quality. Okay. And the last one, many qualities of one substance cannot be separated or scattered. Okay. So the power by which a substance maintain its own state of being a substance is known as constancy of individuality. What it means? One substance cannot be transformed into any other substance. One attribute cannot become any other attribute. And the infinite attributes in any substance do not get shattered, separated, or scattered or split out from the substance. Okay. A guru lagu. A means not large, and lagu means not small. A guru plus a lagu. A guru means not large, not small. That means, which means that this power does not allow the substance to become bigger or smaller, but keeps it as it is forever. Okay. So every substance has this power to maintain the constancy the constancy of its individuality such that it cannot get converted into any other substance, nor any of its attributes get converted into any other attributes, and the attributes don't get scattered. All this is the function of this constancy of individuality. Now the last one, what is the name? Pradeshvatva gun. Pradeshvatva gun is shape retention. Okay, in English we call it as shape retention or shape formation. You can use any of the words. What is the function of this? Substance exists in any one of the form. Okay, so the power by which the substance always has some form or shape is called shape retention attribute. Okay, so it will always have some form or shape, always. Okay, it will be always having some form or some shape. Like we are now into this human life. Okay, so my height is say 5 foot 6 inches. So my soul is also something less than 5 foot 6 inches, but it has got a form. Okay, so this is called shape retention. Now this soul in the next birth becomes an elephant. So it will expand and it will become so big. Then in the next birth it becomes an ant. So it will contract. Okay, so this is just because of the Pradeshvatva gun, shape retention attribute. Okay, so it will always have some form or shape. When it gets liberated, then it will have a permanent shape. The last modification that was in, supposing everyone gets liberated in a monk form only. Okay, but some of the monks meditate while sitting and some of the monks meditate while standing. So Bahubaliji was meditating by standing posture only. Okay, Bhagwan Mahavir Swami was meditating by sitting. So whatever is the the height of that individual, the last modification, in the same format it will be there in the liberated state, but slightly less, because all the gaps, like we have gaps in nose and ears, so all those gaps will be covered. That's why when it gets liberated, the structure is slightly less than the last modification he was having. So this is about Pradeshvatva gun. Okay. So these are the 6. Now we come back to the specific qualities, So not found in all substances. So previous chart. Yes. Specific qualities. So each substance has got one specific qualities by which it is being identified. Okay, that works as an characteristics of that particular substance, and that quality is not available in any of the other substances. Okay, so like first we take soul. So knowledge is the attribute, knowledge is the characteristics of the soul. Okay, and that knowledge is not there in matter, medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time. No, not in any other substances. So that is called specific attribute. Okay, specific attribute of the soul is knowledge or perception. Then the matter. What is the specific qualities of the matter? Touch, taste, smell, and what it is? Color. Okay. Touch, taste, smell, color. So this is the specific attribute of matter. And these 4 attributes are not available in any of the other 5 substances. So a matter could be identified by these 4 attributes: touch, taste, smell, and color. Okay. So whatever you can see through your eyes is all matter substances. Okay. Because it has some color. Eyes only knows that those substances. I cannot know the soul because soul is not having touch, taste, smell, and color. Now the third, medium of motion. So what is the specific uh, attribute of medium of motion? Okay. So it is in Hindi, it is called gati hetutva. Okay. The functionality of the motion. So that is the specific quality of medium of motion. Similarly, sthiti hetutva, medium of rest. Okay. So cause of being stationary is the specific attribute of medium of rest. Then space avgahanatva. Okay. That which accommodates all. Okay. So only space has the capability to accommodate all other substances. No other substance has this attribute of accommodativeness. And the last one is parinaman hetutva, time. So time acts as an instrumental cause in the transformation of all other substances. That's why it is called parinaman hetutva. Now the next chart that also is pending, meaning general and general specific, specific, other types of qualities. Okay, other types of qualities of the substance. Meaning general qualities are those which are found in all the substances. Okay, so we now discuss 6 out of them. There are how many qualities? Infinite attributes, infinite general attributes. Okay, but we have discussed here 6 because infinite cannot be discussed. And looking at the 6 attributes, you can imagine that how the infinite qualities would be. So this general attributes is found in all substances like existence, then vastutva, functionality, then shape retention, all the 6 attributes that we discussed now. Now general specific, not found in all, but more than one substance. Okay. So not found in all, but more than one substance, then it is called general specific, like formless. Okay. And non-consciousness. The last one is the specific. So specific is found in their own substance. Because it is specific, it will not be available in any of the other substance, and that's why it is called specific attribute. So knowledge is a specific attribute of the soul. Belief is a specific attribute of the soul. Taste, smell is a specific attribute of the matter. So we have discussed now the attributes. Now the next discussion would be on the modification modes. Okay. So what are the modifications? There are 2 divisions to these modifications. One is Vyanjan Paryay. Okay. Vyanjan Paryay is called shape modification. You can write it down. Shape modification. Vyanjan Paryay. The other one is called Arth Paryay. Okay. So Arth Paryay is substantive modification. Okay. Substantive modification. Now these are again of two types, natural and the other one is unnatural. Okay. Similarly in the Earth Paryay also it is natural, unnatural. Now what is this natural shape modification? Okay. Natural shape modification. Here it is written as Vyanjan Paryay. Okay. Without any means, like without the So it is called, in Hindi it is called Swabhav Vyanjan Paryay. Okay. So nature of shape retention. Nature of shape modification. Okay. So those substances like pure soul, okay, they are called the natural shape modification. Okay. And the other one unnatural. Okay. Alienated shape modification. Unnatural is also called alienated shape modification. It has got the instrumental cause. Okay. So that was happening independently without any instrumental cause. Here the instrumental cause is there. So example given are human modes of infernal beings. We can take it all the four uh, types, states of existence. Okay. So these are unnatural. Okay. Uh, hmm. Yes. So Swabhav Vyanjan Paryay and Vibhav Vyanjan Paryay. So Vibhav Vyanjan Paryay is alienated shape modification. So here all we can say about, if it is a soul's case, it will be human, infernal being. All these are uh, alienated shape modification. Now moving on to the substantive modification. Again, it has got two divisions: natural substantive modification and alienated substantive modification. First one, natural substantive modification without any instrumental cause, just like omniscient knowledge. Okay. So omniscient knowledge has been manifested on its own. There is no instrumental cause over there. Okay. So without the one that functions without any instrumental cause is called natural substantive modification, like omniscient knowledge. Then alienated substantive modification would be what? Which acts through some instrumental cause, like our sensory knowledge and scriptural knowledge. Sensory knowledge and scriptural knowledge functions through the medium of five senses and mind. Okay. So five senses and mind are instrumental cause, and the knowledge is coming out of the soul through the medium of five senses and mind. Five senses did not have knowledge. Okay. Because if a soul dies, soul moves away. The parts of body are still there. The five senses are still there, but it cannot know. Why? Because the soul was the powerhouse of knowing. Only these five substances were acting as a medium. Okay. So this is all about the modifications. Okay. Now moving on to the next chart. What chart is there? Okay. So now we have, I think, 41. Yeah. In between there, these are all skipped. So 41 and 42. That will be the end of chapter 5 for us. Okay. So what does this say? 41 and 42. 41 says, Dravyasraya Nirguna Guna. Those which have substance as their own substratum, and those which are not the substratum of attributes are the qualities gun. Okay. What does it mean? Those which have substance as their own substratum. That means they want to explain the attribute. Okay. 1 minute. 41. Dravyasraya Nirguna Guna. So the one which is always present in the substance is called a attribute. Okay, in all its uh, space and in all its condition is called attribute, and that particular attribute is devoid of any other attribute in it. Okay, so one attribute is complete in itself and it does not consist any other attribute. Okay, those which have substance as their own substratum and those which are not the substratum of attributes. Okay, that means one attribute cannot give rise to another attribute. Okay, it is different from the other attribute. Okay, so this is the characteristics of the attribute. They are always uh, taking shelter of the substance, those attributes, and while they are taking shelter of the substance, one attribute is devoid of any other attribute. So that's why it called nirguna. Okay, the one which is without any other attribute, that is called gun. The 42, 41 is done. Now 42, yeah. So here again you can see the difference, always with the shelter of substance. Okay, so and the next one was absence of other qualities in it. So this is the characteristics of the attribute or quality. Now the 42, the last one. Yeah. So here the chapter also ends. 42. Parinama, parinama. Okay. Parinama means bhav. Tad bhav parinam. What does it mean? The condition, the change of a substance in every moment is mode. So the transformation going on in the substance every moment is called its modification. Okay, is called its sentiment, is called its disposition. There are different names given to the same word called modification. Either you can call it modification, or you can call it sentiment, or you can call it disposition. Okay, so this disposition keeps on changing every moment, keeps on changing, keeps on transforming, keeps on transforming. So the next chart, yeah, you could see here beginningless. There are two divisions to that. Beginningless, that means anadi. Okay, so anadi is, it is why, how it is anadi? From the viewpoint of the flow, prava apeksha. Okay, from the viewpoint of flow, this is beginningless. Okay, and the next part was sadi. Sadi means endless. Okay, sadi means every moment new. Okay, each moment is new. So this is applicable to the four other substances apart from soul and matter. The other four substances like medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time. Okay, so one is the two divisions of the dispositions are, one is beginningless and the other is sadi. Each moment is new. Sadi. Sadi, I think, Sadi means which has a beginning. Yeah. Sadi means which has a beginning. And Anadi means which does not have a beginning. So it is beginningless is Anadi. And this would be, Sadi would be which has got a beginning. Okay. So medium of motion, it's a four substance. Both parinama are known through scriptures agam. Okay, because we cannot comprehend it. It is so subtle. All the transformation of the four substances, like medium of motion, medium of rest, and space and time, all these are so subtle that these are known through the scriptures, as said by the omniscient. But soul and matter we can always see it, so it is absolutely we can comprehend it directly. And soul, although we cannot see through eyes, but we can always feel. Okay, now I am a soul, so I am always feeling myself only. So this feeling remains with us, and that is the identity of the soul. So this could be known directly also. Okay, so if you have any questions on this chapter, you can still ask right now only. Otherwise, we will see the next chapter, that is the 6th. So 6th, 7th and 8th is complete chapters. All are there in the syllabus. First, if you want to discuss anything, everything is clear? Darshit ji.
I'm sorry to say this, but I think the way this book is written, I'm finding it a bit difficult.
So
And
what I have
it's
done,
not.
I have called for another book, Tatvarth Mani Pradeep, which is not in English, but maybe tomorrow I will get the book. Okay, so I have to check it only because they have run through Chat GPT and they are sending me a Chat GPT version of that Hindi translation into English. So I will check it, and the 6th chapter we will do from that only. Okay, and before this also, you go through those chapters. We did not do that because the explanation given there is very detailed, and this book the explanation are very less. So at least we have to find something in the middle. So let's refer that book also. Maybe something may be clear from that. So
I think part of the problem is the formatting of this. The formatting is, it doesn't all fall in line.
I think
That's
they
part
have
of the
run through
problem.
Chat GPT and send it across. They have not. This is not done manual, I suppose.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
it would have been done manual, this would not have been in this form. But it's a machine.
yeah,
So machine,
yeah.
because of this problem. So let's wait for tomorrow. If I get that book, okay, then we will do tomorrow the class. Otherwise, we'll do next week. So by that time, I will organize everything. I'll check it also. If there are mistakes, that also I will sort it out. So if I get it, in fact, I was supposed to get by tonight. If I get it by tonight, I will definitely do the checking and we will run through that book tomorrow. And if I don't get it, then we will postpone the class to next week, next Tuesday. We will catch up. Okay. So I'll let you know tomorrow morning by 12 o'clock, maybe. Okay. So this is all. So we are not starting chapter 6 from this book. Okay. I'll give you the details of the chapter 6. It's a very interesting because here in this it is mentioned that what karmas are bound by what kind of sentiments. Supposing if you are doing very much anger, then you will bind such karma that you will get a life in hell. Okay. So this states us all about all the 8 karmas. If you do this, then you will bind this karma. If you do this, you will bind this karma. Like that, it's mentioned. So from sutra number 10 to 27, no, yeah, 10 to 27 it explains this only. And before that, there are influx is being explained in this chapter. So the types of influx, the chief 5 causes of influx. What are the chief 5 causes of influx? Delusion, non-restraint, mithyatva, aviriti, pramad, kashai, yog. Mithyatva is delusion, avirati is non-restraint, pramad is negligence, kashai is passion, and yog is mind, speech and body activity. These are the 5 causes of influx of karmas. Okay. Through these 5 things, the karma comes and gets attached to the soul. Okay. So these are the 5 causes of influx. So that is being explained initially, and then the 8 karmas and what are the causes of their influx. Okay. So from 10 to 27, that would be the subject. So we are not starting it today. We'll start from tomorrow itself with that new book, and hopefully I will get it. In case if I don't get it, then I will inform you tomorrow itself. So then we will do it next week. But most probably I will get it by tonight only. So I have requested, because the earlier chat GPT version was not of that good quality. Now that chat GPT is also improved, because the moment you feed data in this, it all saves everything. And when you ask for a latest version, it includes all the other modifications that has undergone through. So now the quality is very good coming out. No mistakes. You will not find any mistakes. So that might be the case. So we will get a good version tomorrow, and I will also check it. So we don't face any difficulties while studying it. Okay. Okay, so if you have any questions, we can take up. Otherwise, we are closing for today. And tomorrow is the last day of your CC1, right? CC1. So I think 5, 6 students have already submitted. So all those who are here have submitted, I think, right? So those who are not there, they have not submitted. So we'll see to that. Okay. Anything else? Okay. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है. 9 times नमोकार मंत्र. बोलो दात सांगी जिनवाणी माता की जय. जय जिनेन्द्र.
जय जिनेन्द्र.